and welcome to the Coon Rapids Ice Center for CTN's live coverage of girls high school hockey. A huge opponent incoming for the number 12-ranked Champlin Park Coon Rapids squad as they welcome number 3 Minnetonka. Joe Young along with Jerry Grant and Howie Shapiro. And Howie, this is a team in Minnetonka that is among the best every year, and this year is proving why.
Yeah, Coach Gutty said they don't rebuild, every tool, and they are very good. And we're in for an exciting game, a game that that CPCR really needs to play their best. And as you and I and Jerry were talking about, trying to keep it a low-scoring contest.
Yeah, Champlin Park Coon Rapids has actually played really well over the last stretch. 4 of their last 5 have come away with wins. The only loss to a very highly ranked single-A War Road team on a questionable tip.
Yeah, and they were in the game right till the end when they just kind of lost it by 2 goals in the last 3 minutes. And that happened.
As Howie mentioned, absolutely cannot allow this Minnetonka team to score, because this is a team in Minnetonka that gives up just a goal a game, 12 goals through 12 games, 5 shutout victories, and it all starts with having a defensive mindset.
Yeah, there's no real superstar on this team. There's a number of different players to contribute, but Bella Finnegan, she's an offensive defender. She's a veteran. She leads the way on the ice for them, and one of her major responsibilities is to take that number 1 forward out of the game plan for the opponent.
And on the flip side, for Champlin Park Coon Rapids, a solid season at 8-4, a ranking of number 12. Their struggle has been finding more balanced scoring, especially against those top-ranked teams that they faced. And here's another challenge, not only for the depth of the CPCR team is to find some scoring, but also limit the opportunities for the Minnetonka's team.
Yeah, and they need the depth. And someone like Tessa Bowden is stepping up lately. She has 5 points in her last 3 games, 2 goals, 3 assists. So it's nice to see her stepping up, adding some secondary scoring, because they will need that today.
Yeah, it's a huge Saturday matinee affair between the Skippers and the CPCR squad. They drop the puck next on CTN. Back at the creek, just about ready to get this one underway. CPCR to this point in the season is 1-4 versus top 10 teams. Minnetonka 3-1-1 with a 10-1-1 start. Their only loss to number 1 ranked Centennial Spring Lake Park by a 3-2 score. And the very next game, a tie to number 1 ranked Dodge County from single A, a 2-2 game. It's the only time that Minnetonka has given up 3 goals in a game was in that loss to Centennial Spring Lake Park. Coach Todd Gutterman and both coaching staffs in the festive spirit for this Saturday before Christmas.
Yeah, and the one thing that the CPCR team has to realize that Minnetonka shoots the puck an awful lot, and Howie and I just talked about that. They have outshot their opponents 498 to 225, so I expect Walsall to see a lot of rubber flying her way.
Yeah, no question. And, you guys, we talked about it from the jump. This schedule for CPCR tough. And Coach Gutterman always said, we want to play the best to be the best. And so that's what they're doing.
Minnetonka getting it forced in deep. Ruby Rauch pushing it around behind, taken away by Bernovic. Pass slips under the stick of June Semling, and Minnetonka turns it right back into the zone. Rauch trying to force it down the boards. CPCR tried to clear in the middle. That was stopped up by Finnegan and sent back in deep. Collected out of the far corner by Leeper at the blue line, trying to send it back for Finnegan, sneaking down the near side. Comes free to Rauch. She plays it back into the corner for Allison Ryan. Ryan off the boards, out to the point, and that was out of the reach of McAlexander all the way back to the Minnetonka and Bernovic in on the forecheck. McAlexander, this is poked, and Semling tied up out front, or she might have put them on the board. This one played in on Hemp and turned away with the stick. Minnetonka plays it to the line, but they're going to get called for the first penalty. And early on, a little bit of pressure leads to a power play for the home team.
Interference is called, but Minnetonka caused their own problem by missing that pass from the deep corner out to the point, went all the way down their own end, and there was a race. McKenzie got there, caused some problems with Semling, and
well,
you see this here.
There's a huge opening right there.
I think they got the wrong player.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, that was a nice
if
call.
that was the call, because
I thought they called it after that.
It's Gemma McAlexander that's going for interference.
A minor penalty has been assessed on the skipper's number 12, Gemma McAlexander.
Well, the skipper's penalty kill, Howie, is at 90%.
Yeah, they're pretty good on all assets, or all spectrum of what they do here, and they're good on both ends, obviously.
Well, and the number one unit tired after the opening shift, and Minnetonka trying to cause some problems shorthanded. Pinned along the boards by Grace Larson. She's finally bumped off it. Pitson forces it into the zone, and we're going to go even 4-on-4 with a checking penalty. It looks like Nola Milton heading to the sin bin.
Well, guys, I was just going to say that, you know, the CPCR squad getting a break by getting the first power play opportunity, because they're going to need breaks like this if they're going to stay in this contest. And unfortunately, there you see it, the penalty on CPCR. And
lucky it's not a 5-minute. It was a check from behind. It was a high hit, dangerous hit, and you can't do that.
Nope.
You don't want to do that all day against
They frown
this
on
team.
it. They frown on it, absolutely.
Good.
Played out to center ice. Jelnick stays away from a stick check, gets into the zone, flips it on goal. Wastrel stops and covers for the faceoff. So plenty of 4-on-4 time, and I think I would have to think 4-on-4 favors the deeper Minnetonka skipper squad.
I would probably agree with that, yes.
Especially while the top line is still recovering from a long shift to start. Here's Bowden with a steal, has Semling with her at 2-on-1, left it behind. Semling had to reach back for it.
Yeah.
And Minnetonka trying to go back the other way. Sommerfeld had to slow up for it, but it slips away from Delaney Miller. Semling, her pass back, chipped in deep by Miller. Minnetonka getting a line change as Swegan played it ahead. Semling tried to play it across. Now Bowden will send it in and around.
Yeah, too bad Tess didn't drive that net. The defender was going towards the pass. She could have walked in a little bit more and probably got a really good shot off in that.
Well, I understand the thought. You want to get it to 21 as well, because she can score. She can score at any point.
Yeah. Got to take what they give you.
Yep.
Lindsay trying to come out of the corner, chipped off of her stick, recovered by Callie Alphin. She sees a little bit of ice. Stops up, has Lily McKenzie behind and just out of her reach all the way in on Hemp. So no icing. Minnetonka chips it back out. Alphin trying to wait on a bouncing puck. A steal for McKenzie, but then she overskated it a bit. Played back in by Elena Lindsay.
Yeah, Lindsay with a good forecheck there. Here comes their power play.
Callie Alphin skating through some Minnetonka traffic. Drops it off. McKenzie from the top of the circles. Misses wide. It was partly blocked. Bernovic tried to get it deep, but could not. Still creating problems shorthanded. Jelnick waiting on it too long. It was taken away by Zahalka. Jelnick waits, gets it across for Boss Crone, and she played it in deep. Short power play is over. This one fired wide into the far corner. Pitson couldn't poke it out of the zone. Zahalka tied up along the boards there. Comes free for Leeper. Played it out front off the stick of Wastrel. Now back to the point. McAlexander chips it wide. Jelnick walks in. His shot deflected wide by Leeper. Pitson will gather it off the board. Play it ahead for Easton. And now Bowden through center. Tessa Bowden chips it in and gives chase. McAlexander will reverse to Jelnick out of the corner. Stepping up was Swegan. Jelnick, a pass, was behind. Icing waved off. And so Rauch waiting for support, is in 1-on-5. Did put it on goal. That pass went off a skate, but skips right to Pitson on the far side. She shovels it in on the backhand. CPCR getting a line change. Rogers reverses. Larson up through center, but deflected and taken away by Pageant. Pageant bounces it off the boards to herself. Looks ahead, deflected in.
Yeah, and that's okay. These second and third units for CPCR just need to get the puck down the other end, make sure they're not playing on their own end, and that's all their job should be to start with.
Yeah, and I think, a big key for CPCR is we need to get bodies and pucks
McKenzie
to the
tried
net.
his center. 100%.
Yeah.
But to Jerry's point, yeah, I think when you have a team as balanced as Minnetonka, you just have to make them defend as much as you can.
Absolutely.
Especially on the second and third units. Just keep them in their defensive end. If you can generate scoring opportunities, great, but just keep them deep. Off the boards a chance, and that was off the heel of the stick of Lily McKenzie.
Yeah, too bad she couldn't have shortened her stick a little bit, dropped her hand. She would have had a better chance.
Milton tied up along the boards, comes free for Mack. Out to center comes Elena Lindsay. Lindsay, nice toe drag, gets in and scores. Minnetonka on the board just under 6 minutes in.
Yeah, just a beautiful play, and obviously set it up that breakaway, and she's able to, as you mentioned, Joe, with the toe drag, get around the defender and made it look easy in the back of the net, guys.
Defense 101, you get in the way of that person, you don't watch the puck. Once you make the move and step out, he gets to the middle of the rink, and that's what happened. Lindsay made her go for that toe drag, and you just got to hold your ground, stay between her and the net, and she doesn't get that shot off.
That's goal number 5 for Lindsay on the season. Yeah, and a pretty one at that.
That was a nice move.
It was Jerry Grant-like.
No, no toe drags.
No toe drags for you?
They're hard to do.
Finnegan will chip it into the far corner. Minnetonka right back on the attack.
Here's where they have to buckle down. They want them to get another one right away.
Yeah, we've talked about it throughout the season. One of the kind of the Achilles heel for CPCR against these top-ranked teams is giving up a couple of minutes where they let off and bad things kind of snowball from there. Hoping to avoid that and would love to see if they can get an answer. Tessa Bowden skating through some pressure into the zone. Tipped off her stick by McAlexander as she entered.
Yeah.
That pass deflected down into the far corner. Leaper first one there. Centers a quick shot out front. And a big save for Wastrel right there. Comes loose. McAlexander. A good look, but a big glove save for Wastrel. A couple of big saves right there for the senior netminder. As we talk about, keep that secondary breakdown from coming.
Yeah, Swegan had her tied up. Just a good pass and was able to get a stick on it.
Well, as you said, Jerry, Maddie's going to have to come up big tonight if they have the opportunity.
Well, Rauch is their leading goal scorer with 12 on the season. A great opportunity right on the doorstep. And that will put Minnetonka shorthanded again, but a little bit of concern. I didn't see who that. Oh, that's Avery Anderson. A little slow, but she is getting up.
That's good to see.
Yeah, just an awkward slide into the wall there.
To your point from earlier, Joe, one of the keys for Coach Gutty is we can't get into those lulls like we have been. And that's, I mean, they recognize it quite obviously, is that they give up a few minutes where they're just not playing their game, and that's when they get hurt.
Yeah, you have to play all 3 periods. You see the penalty and drag her down, and body weight push Anderson into the wall. That hurts.
I bet it does.
Of course. Even the Grinch would agree.
The Grinch would agree.
Allison
Grinch
Ryan,
needs a shave,
the guilty
though.
party, and we'll see if CPCR can actually do something on the power play this time. Lost their power play opportunity just seconds later on a penalty of their own. This one cleared. They also didn't get their first unit out on that short abbreviated power play before. Had one opportunity, just kind of poked in on goal. Bernovic with speed to the other end. Skates behind. Out to the point for Lily McKenzie. Back to Bernovic. Tried to go across. The clear attempt failed. Bowden battling and regains control for CPCR.
Nice hustle by Tessa.
Out of the reach of Rauch, but then gave it up, and there's the penalty. And that was, Tessa trying to protect the puck, tried to pass behind her back right into the skates of Rauch and almost forced to tie up and take her down to prevent giving up a breakaway to their leading scorer.
Yeah, well, there you see. You get your body position, and then you get your stick up a little high,
Yep.
and that's what you
They're gonna call you.
But the problem was you can't make these behind-the-back passes. This team,
Not against this team.
was covering that pass back. They didn't know what they're doing. So you got to have your head up, and you got to keep it simple.
Well, and CPCR should be used to seeing a team that's aggressive, shorthanded.
Yeah.
And know it. Sometimes it's just best to get it in deep, get back in on the forecheck, and this one goes offside. A little more 4-on-4 time in this first period.
Yeah. Well,
Nice job by Sid, though, I thought, to at least try and create something.
Yeah, just made a little move before the blue line. Champlin cut right in front of her and got offside. Just got to get a little bit better decision-making going here for some of these plays. And
Here's
they'll be just fine.
Head coach Tracy Casano.
Semling chips it in, but can't get there before Boss Crone, who clears the zone. Held at the line there by Oswego. Semling can't quite win that stick battle. Going back the other way is Sydney Boss Crone. Her shot deflected and goes wide. Nola Milton pressured behind the net. Boss Crone, a wraparound chance that she fanned on. Back the other way comes Oswego to Semling into the zone. Not able to get through all four defenders who collapsed as she crossed the blue line. Jelnick got it to center.
There's a penalty coming up.
Yep, and that was June Semling again, just using her speed and her
Good
ability
edges.
to cut through the defenders. And
Yeah, she was able to get on her edges, make a nice tight turn, cut to the middle of that defender, and the defender had no answer except to reach the stick out. And there she goes.
Yeah, I mean, those are the kind of breaks that the CPCR squad's going to need.
Yeah, and
I mean,
the defender didn't have to do it because she had support.
Exactly.
So, little things. Both teams playing a little bit sloppy at times, but very competitive game so far.
Alphen walks in, a 4-on-3 power play opportunity, a big block, and good patience from Bella Finnegan. Plays it across.
There you go.
Steal for McKenzie, and she scores on the backhand. A power play goal evens this up midway through the first period.
Well, that was a beautiful goal because she just waited and waited and waited, and finally Hemp made the move to go down, and she had just enough room on the post to tuck it by her.
Well, and the steal on the clear
I was just going to
attempt.
say the turnover in
Yep.
your own end usually leads to bad things, and it did that for Minnetonka.
Especially when it's McKenzie coming in.
Yeah,
She
that's
got
goal
her
number.
body in the way. Watch her wait her out now. Makes a move,
Yep.
and got her to
The
slide.
backhand.
Got it under her pad.
Yep, waited for that left leg of Hemp to raise just a bit, slid it underneath. An unassisted 4-on-3 power play goal.
Goal number 15 on the season.
And the referees are chatting about something over there, but I guess it's going to be a goal.
Yep.
Maybe complaining that the net moved or something, but
Well, the
if
net-
so, the goalie
Well, I
did
think
it
they're
herself.
trying to determine which player, making sure they
Oh, comes out of the
release
box. Yep.
the
Yeah.
correct
Oh,
player
right.
from their
Yes.
confinement.
Yes.
That's a huge goal.
That is.
CPCR, huge.
Now we're back to 4
And
on
I think,
4.
and I think they released the wrong one. I thought it was supposed to be
The one
the
with the least
earliest.
time.
Right.
Yeah.
It should have been the earlier, shouldn't it?
Yep, the one with the least amount of time.
Yeah,
comes up.
that's not the one that they took off the board.
Well,
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
They
that
did.
is. I'm looking at. Okay, never mind.
Yep, okay. All is good. The CPCR will have a power play eventually out of this again. Here they go. They can move that puck.
Chance for Semling, has Bernovic down the slot with speed. It's blocked by a sliding Bella Finnegan.
Nice job by Finnegan.
Now, that's why we spotlighted her, because she's such a good defender.
Back the other way comes Lauren Mack into the zone. And then with the disruption on the cross-ice pass, Bernovic out of gas, just flips it in on the backhand. And it's another power play, back to 5-on-4 power play now.
Oh, there we go. Finally got a fifth player out there.
And a takeaway for Caitlin Easton. Easton into the zone, leaves it off for Semling. Top of the circles, in the slot, shot, save made. And kicked to the boards by the defense, and now sent out of the zone.
You know, Jerry, you're a Minnetonka team with two goaltenders that are D1, and they all truly alternate every other night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
truly
great.
alternate.
That pass didn't click at center ice. It'll be icing. 21 seconds left on the power play for CPCR. A 4-on-3 power play goal for Lily McKenzie. Has us even at 1 apiece.
Yeah, it's nice to have two D1 goaltenders, both very good goaltenders, and they get a lot of good support in front of them. That helps as well.
Well, and again, I go back to, they built from the back end.
So, yes.
If defense truly wins championships, that's the type of pedigree this skipper squad has. You mentioned two D1 goaltenders and a team that rolls 8 defenders and plays only 3 lines up front. Very unique to see that kind of breakdown, and that has got to be 100% too many players on the ice.
Yeah,
how do you not see that? They were standing right next to each other.
Yeah, and the skate
and the puck hitter.
Yep.
Yep.
Clearly, that is the definition. That is a big miss for our guys in stripes, and a benefit for sure to Minnetonka.
There they are.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious.
There's the puck right there at her skate.
Cannot make contact, cannot play the puck. That was an easy one to see, and it's an opportunity back the other way for Minnetonka, and Finnegan buries a wrist shot to put the Skippers back in front.
Yeah, Coach Casano talked about Finnegan, and not only she's a good defender, but she's an offensive defenseman, and she knows how to score the puck. That's goal number 5. They gave it to
Delaney Miller.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, a breakdown in the neutral zone led to that, and by the time the players turned around and looked to see who was coming, it was too late. See, it's right here. Everybody's wondering, oh, there she goes. Defender at the back turned, and
Pretty goal number 4 in the season for Miller.
this breakdown, the thing that you have to start cleaning up this time of year.
Steal at the blue line for June Semling, staying out of the reach of a poke check. Maintains control out to the point. Eswegen on her backhand. Has to dive to keep it in the zone. Summerfield through center and then spun around at the blue line, and they forced the play offside. 5:10 to go in period number 1.
It's a big goal for Minnetonka to take that momentum back a little bit, because really CPCR, after tying it up, had a little more momentum on their side.
Yes, they did. Just, can't make mistakes against this team.
No.
They'll make you pay. They were not set up defensively for that break-in.
Mack into the zone for Boss Crone. Squeezed off in the corner, got it deep. Bowden ahead, and another penalty taken by Minnetonka, just trying to stop June Semling.
Yeah, it was a nice body check.
Well, Coach Casano also talked about the main thing is taking that top line out of it, but that time
He'd rather do it without taking the penalties.
But not that way. I was going to say.
Lot of them.
Yeah, not that way.
Can't play the body like that.
Both teams just way too many penalties.
Yep.
Face-off win for CPCR. They set up in the offensive zone.
2 minutes for checking.
This one played across by Eswegen off the boards. Bernovic recovers. She's pressured. Trying to stay with it. Good support coming.
Now we got another penalty, holding.
Zakrajcek had the initial pressure and then got help from Mack. And McKenzie, the guilty party, and that has been a killer for CPCR. Every time they've gotten a power play, they've given it right back. Just 19 seconds.
Yeah, they're calling some penalties today.
I don't know if they're saying, I think they're saying she held the stick underneath because she was trying to fight off 2 players.
Yes, that is a lot of penalties for one period. I think that coaches aren't happy with that, but that's how it works.
Has been assessed on CPCR's number 17, Sydney Berman. 2 minutes for holding. The time of the penalty is 12:30.
Pass taken away by Eggert. She plays it in deep. Oswego had it go under her stick. Now pressure from behind, turns it over. Mack couldn't keep it, but able to win it back. Oswego can't get it out. Jelnick just plays it toward the net. Stopped up in front by Alphen. Off the near boards for Semling. Semling gaining speed through center. Jelnick had it poked off her stick as she entered. We'll just flip it in on the backhand. Quickly turned around by Jelnick. And here's Mack down the wing. Knocked off it, but no call this time. Easton gets it across for Bowden into the zone. Stays away, but Eggert got a piece of her. Not going to get the trip this time as she held on initially.
Yeah, well, should have been the way they've been calling things.
Alfred plays it back to the far corner. Eggert will recover off the boards. That misses everybody. That'll be icing. And a face-off back in the Minnetonka end. 3:17 remaining in the first period. 28 seconds left of 4-on-4, and then a 20-second Minnetonka power play.
Well, I think Coach Gutty'd be happy with the fact that he's held this team to only 6 shots so far in this period.
Yep, absolutely.
So the effort's there, just a couple of mistakes, but they happen.
Well, and you talk about it again, Minnetonka, you can't expect a high school team ever to be perfect.
No.
But the teams like Minnetonka, these top level teams, when you make mistakes, they tend to take advantage.
Yes, they do.
And just a couple of mistakes made in this opening period, but they've been able to capitalize a couple of times. And again, just a weird period that has had very little flow because we've had so many penalties.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly right. There is no flow, Howie.
Nope. I mean, from Progressive?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Well, the music has a lot of flow going today.
It is. And,
I just have to clamp down the next 2:45 and just keep playing smart and hard.
Obviously,
get to the room.
At a minimum, keep it at 2-1, if
2-1
not
would be
able to
nice.
tie it up before the end of the period. But
An inadvertent whistle is that was the Minnetonka penalty had expired, so it was a power play.
Even our refs are a little off today.
Oops, sorry. Thought that was icing. The other ref automatically said center ice.
Well, not bad. 8 up, 7 seconds.
yeah, the CPCR will definitely take that.
Oh, my.
And just, again, a dangerous pass that nearly was taken away right in front of the net. And it has thrown the rhythm all off for that opening, or that first line. McAlexander lost it, and digging for it is Lily McKenzie. She's bumped to the boards. Oswego swinging at it, can't catch up with Finnegan. Got it ahead, and Leaper into the zone. Oswego able to get back in position. Wastrel, a relatively routine save, bobbled a bit, but able to cover it up for the face-off. Exactly 2 minutes remaining in the period.
That puck kind of popped up in front of her. Unfortunately, she was able just to bring it in because it didn't go too far away from her. But you certainly, you don't want to give rebounds to a team like this either.
Well, she had her stick at the angle to pop it up to herself. But that's kind of scary, but yes, good time to freeze the puck on that one.
Alphen able to force it out to center. Bowden can't get it through traffic. Summerfield got it in for Leaper. Leaper chases into, or Miller rather, it chases into the corner. Summerfield around the top of the circle, taken away from Pitson by Pitson. Eggert turns it around at the red line. Tessa Bowden out of her own zone again. Under 90 seconds to go. Cuts across in the slot, just trying to flip it toward the net. Doesn't make it through. Minnetonka sticks everywhere. Shot attempt blocked. Jelnick on the rush down the right wing. Has friends with her. Not able to center. Good stick by Wastrel. Now they get it to the top of the slot. Eggert is shot. Blocker save. Rebound loose. Finally scooped up by Tessa Bowden. Bowden got out to center. The rest of her teammates changing behind her. Turned around. Lindsay gets it in deep. Fresh legs on the ice for Minnetonka as well. Big collision along the end boards. Puck comes loose. Nobody guilty of an infraction. Cross ice pass taken away by Finnegan. Huge blocker save by Maddie Wastrel. Another one that she has come up with to keep her team in a tight game.
Oh, nice move there.
Out front on the backhand, a goal for Jeldick. That was, nope, sorry, 16, not 26. It was Zakrajcek. A pretty move on the backhand, spinning to her backhand side and then flipping a backhand up over the shoulder of Maddie Wastrel.
Yeah, that's a big goal because CPCR did not want that to happen. They had chances to get the puck out of their end. They just did not do it. They were not in a good position. Two people overcommitted there and let her walk to the slot. And there's a result, a big goal for Minnetonka because 2-1 is a lot different from 3-1.
Especially against a team that has only given up 3 goals one time all year. Looking to break Lily McKenzie up the middle. That was read well by Finnegan. Disrupted at the blue line. Skipper's able to get it right back in the zone. Tie up, loose puck, scooped up by Oswegan. Bernovic will look for that home run shot. It got through. McKenzie on the breakaway. Dragged down, no call coming. And that shot sent up and over by June Semling. And with how many penalties we saw in that first period, a little surprising there was no call on Finnegan here.
There's a hook right under her leg to start.
She was able to get a stick on the puck. And not many times you see Lily McKenzie get caught from behind on a breakaway. She's getting an explanation, as is head coach Todd Gutterman, who may be feeling extra grinchy after not getting that call in a period where we saw 7 penalties, 3 against CPCR, 4 against Minnetonka, and now Gutterman standing by with Howie Shapiro.
An interesting first period, to say the least. Obviously, a couple of mistakes down in your end led to goals, and then that tough third goal at the end, obviously under a minute left.
Yeah, obviously they're where they are for a reason. They're extremely dangerous. We talked to our team about being disciplined in our D zone, and we just weren't.
This is a team that doesn't give up a lot of goals. What do you talk to your girls about in the break on how you get on that board again?
Our message doesn't change. We got to attack them all over the ice. We got to take away their time and space, create turnovers. And as you saw, we got to get bodies in front of that goalie, and we're going to have to get some ugly goals to get back in this game.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second. We'll take a break to break that first period down right after this.
There was once a time when local sports coverage wasn't what it is now. A dark age filled with handycams and Polaroids and angry crowds. Then 2 noble souls stood and proclaimed aloud that they'd give the people high-quality sports no matter how. So Sports Nights they became. Delivering stats and highlights was their vow. And Sports Nights they remain. Watch them weekly on CTN Now.
Back at the Crick after a period, it's Minnetonka 3, CPCR 1. Joe Young with Howie Shapiro and Jerry Grant, and pretty much what we expected, a very tough defensive Minnetonka team.
Yeah, they definitely support each other. They help their goaltender, but the hard part about getting through them is, like we talked about a minute ago, there's always support. There's a second player there to get around, and they can skate well.
Well, and on top of that, they're very opportunistic. Really, all 3 of their goals, Howie, in that first period, coming in situations where it was a mistake made by CPCR and led to that one-on-one and a good toe drag got Zahalka reaching, and then, a mistake made the other way, and Lily McKenzie makes him play, comes up with a block, goes in, scores on the backhand. That was on a 4-on-3 power play. And then another one just outnumbered down the rink, and a good, strong shot to beat Wastrel. And then, unfortunately, in the final minute of play, they get a little loose defensively out front, and a gorgeous spinning play on the backhand, and the shelf goal to make it a 3-1 lead for Minnetonka. A team in the Skippers that only gives up 1 goal per game.
Yeah, we talked about that with Coach at the end of that period, and they're just going to have to find ways to get bodies to the net, because that's the only way they're going to get an opportunity here. But guys, they're if you look at the stats, we talked about, I think there was just about 7 shots on goal for the Skippers until just the end of the game. But 4 power plays, you can't give them those kind of opportunities.
Those are actually, power play stats are actually
reversed.
backwards.
They should be reversed. Yeah, that's actually true.
But in their 2 power plays, I think Minnetonka's been total time of advantage is like 45 seconds maybe. And for CPCR, 4 power plays, but I guarantee less than 2 minutes of power play time because of so many penalties in that first period. And then a late opportunity, Jerry, for Lily McKenzie behind the defense, and a questionable non-call just before the buzzer.
Well, Coach was hot, because when I was waiting for him, he was getting an explanation, and I won't tell you what he said, but he was not very pleased with the non-call.
Yeah, well, she had a clear break. She was ahead of the defender. The defender closed that gap fast, got there, but got her stick, reached around on her foot,
and
looking over the puck.
Clearly reached around from behind.
Yep.
That's not only a power play, a penalty, but a possible penalty shot situation just because of where it occurred on the rink, but no call. And it seemed interesting just based on how many they did call in that first period. Second period underway, a face-off win for Lily McKenzie. The seam pass not working through the neutral zone. And this one is up and out of play as sticks collide. Ruby Rauch and June Semling both battling for that rubber.
Well, I am sure Minnetonka's coaching staff told them about the cross-ice seam pass and the ones that have gotten behind their defense a couple times. So I'll watch and see how they clean it up, Minnetonka.
Well, and the speed of this first line has caused some problems for Minnetonka. At least 3, if not all 4, of their first period penalties were trying to stop the speed of this first line for CPCR. That was touched, so no icing. Long pass deflected just inside the blue line. That one will be icing as they race to the other end, and whistle sounds.
I'll state the obvious. It's really important for CPCR to score the next goal, because they need to stay in this, and they need to keep it close.
Yeah, they do. And the one thing they have to watch out for, every time Minnetonka dumps the puck in, they get a hard forecheck coming their way with 2 people on that puck. So you got to move it fast.
Another shot attempt, and it just kind of trickled over the stick of Jelnik. A one-time from Boss Crone misses high up over the net. CPCR able to force it out to center. A near takeaway. Bernovic didn't know where the bounce had gone. Boss Crone gets to it first. Semling jams it back down low. McKenzie couldn't control. Mack trying to chip it out. That was knocked down. Bernovic battling, and it's finally forced in by a sliding Annika Eggert. Semling back the other way, cuts across the top of the zone. Shot in, Hemp kicks it away. Rauch back the other way. Sealed off by Alphen. Alphen will stop up in the corner, try and keep away from Zakrajcek. And now skate to center, and then went to dump it in, but put it into the CPCR bench.
Yeah, they did that time. Howie tried to get out of the zone, but no glass there where you're trying to dump the puck in. But that's okay. Whistles are all right. Get a little breather. Don't let any Minnetonka players start getting in the rhythm here. Have a whistle once in a while, not a bad thing.
Face-off win for the Skippers, but it skipped away from Keepman all the way down into the zone. She regroups behind the net with Claire Christofferson. That's that fourth defending group. Keepman will skate out to center and into the CPCR end. Shot from ways out, going wide. Wastrel said we'll be extra cautious and hold for another face-off.
Yep, not a bad decision by Maddie there. Just kind of slow things down, let the lines roll out. There was a player coming in from Minnetonka looking for that rebound.
Tie up on the draw. Puck comes to the boards. Sent ahead, and that pass just out of the reach of Bernovic. She will race, trying to get around Leaper. Those two got tied up. Puck came free, but held at the line by Pageant. McKenzie kicking at it behind the net. Grace Larson sends it around for Minnetonka. Sweeping it out to center is Claire Sommerfeld. And here is Miller around the corner. She shoots, and Wastrel nearly slid into the net completely, but able to hold on.
Yep,
Smile on her face as she hands it back.
Held her ground. First pass somehow, I guess, wasn't really a pass that she got there.
Well, somehow she was able to keep it in play.
Good skating, got around that corner. Watch her just keep moving those
Using
feet, move those feet, move those feet. He got there.
Oh, Maddie comes up with a big save.
It sure did.
Miller had the go-ahead goal. Turnaround shot. Wastrel a big save, able to keep the rebound close and cover it up for another face-off, as again we see Minnetonka buzzing in the offensive end.
Well, Jerry, that's what we talked about, is making sure you don't give up that rebound to a team like this.
Yeah.
Maddie made sure she did not, but that's dangerous when that happens.
Oh, it is. Yeah, you got to get the compete level going on these other units right now. Just gotta play some defense.
Well, and this is the top line for Minnetonka out there. Trying to create. Ryan plays it toward the center. Taken away by Nola Milton. That pass just out of the reach of Easton. Back to the line. Finnegan's shot is blocked. Secondary attempt in on goal by Leaper, but a good stop and cover for Maddie Wastrel.
Yeah, Wastrel is getting busy here all of a sudden after 15 shots. Good shot from the point. There's one player and the second one down there looking for the rebound. That's the thing we talked about, Joe. The second and third lines just have to keep working and getting better in their own zone and getting the relief for that first line.
Absolutely.
Bernovic turned around with a pass in her skates a little bit. Able to chip it in deep. Semling gives chase. Finnegan plays it up the boards. Bernovic there for CPCR. Can't get it past her back into the corner. Backhanded opportunity in the high slot for Zahalka. Didn't get through to the net. Semling is shot. Blocker save Hemp. And turning with it is Leaper. She'll get it ahead. Down the near wing is Rauch. Can't get the corner. Centers. Nobody home. Everybody changing. That one sent right through the middle. Was it touched? No, it wasn't. This will be icing. 13:04 to go. Period number 2.
Oh, good shot by Semling. Nice rebound thing there, but nobody home for that, Howie.
Yeah, fortunately for the Skippers, that was the case. And again, now we see Minnetonka here with that 3-1 lead, starting to keep trying to have possession down in the CPCR and getting some shots on net.
Yeah, well, they want that. They would like to control the puck, start wearing down the CPCR defense, make them chase.
Eggert comes down to all the way to the corner to hold that one. Puck came free to Boss Crone. She couldn't get it back off the boards. Crone digging at it, kicked at by Eggert. Comes to the line. It's a Krychek. Pinned to the boards, but keeping the puck inside the zone for Minnetonka. Finally forced out. Eggert will shovel it right back in. Pageant. Had it knocked off her stick by Boss Crone. Alphen battling, able to gain control, not able to clear. Eggert fanned on the shot attempt. And now it is sent out and all the way down by Marissa Peterson. That'll be icing. No, icing waved off as it was touched by a Minnetonka player. Good hold at the line by Caitlin Easton. Puts it in, not a lot on it. Easy save for him. She'll cover. They can get their line sorted out. They have a 3-1 lead. 12:05 to go. period two.
Yeah, that's all right. Good job by Easton reading that play, making the interception. Take a shot, get it on the net, and again, slow play down.
Absolutely.
Good things can happen when you put it at the net.
Just
Yeah.
put it on the net.
Yep.
That's right.
Well, that was Coach Gutty's first key. We just have to keep bodies and pucks at the net all game long.
Couple of good holds for Milton, but eventually gave up the blue line. CPCR with good support defensively all the way down the boards. Didn't allow it to get past the top of the circles. And now right back the other way is Bowden behind the net. Sweeping it along, just too many bodies there. Somerville will get it out to center. Bowden steals it right back. We'll leave it there for Kylie Oswego. Into the middle, Easton ahead for Pitson. Pitson can't get around the last defender, Grace Larson. Able to stop it up for Minnetonka. And now the Skippers have iced it. And a face-off back in the Minnetonka end.
Yeah, that was a good shift by the Bowden group there. Able to make some passes, control the puck in the zone for a while.
Well, the best part, in my opinion, again, is the support defensively down the board. A good hold for a while. A couple of attempts by Milton at the blue line, and then knew she had support behind her so she could continue to hold at the blue line. And they worked it down the boards, got the turnover just inside their zone, and came back and got back in on the attack.
Yeah, that's right.
Skippers trying to get back on the attack. That pass just out of the reach of Rauch. She'll get it back from him. Finnegan skipped under her stick. Ryan back behind the net. Allison Ryan back out to the point. That shot deflected in on goal. Wastel turns it away. Leaper recovers for Minnetonka.
There's some trouble happening here. There you go.
Pass through the slot right across the top of the crease,
Get her,
but off
lead
the
her.
boards. It is June Semling all the way to the other end. Hemp makes the save with her chest. Rebound collected. Tough angle shot. Hemp turns it away. Played up the near boards. Alphen will pinch to hold, but right to McAlexander. She plays it ahead to Leaper, who deflects it down. And Bowden will take it behind her own net. Tessa Bowden tried to play it away from one, gave it up to another. A chance out front, and another huge sliding save for Maddie Wastrel. Zakrajcek looking for her second of the game. And Wastrel has come up with a handful of 5 Bell saves.
I mean, that was right in the gut. She made sure she hung on to that as well. Covered it up, brought it inside, forcing the face-off.
You got to be careful when you turn the puck over in your own end.
Oh, without a doubt, especially against a team that can score at will.
Everybody's going the other way.
Easton will collect behind her own net for Anna Pitson on the near wing. Pass a little behind. Bowden able to spin around and accept it. Just plays it in deep. Pitson there on the forecheck to pressure as they came around the near side. Good pinch from Pagening. Keeps it in deep. Annika Eggert shoveling it out. Pagening steps up, keeps it in the zone. Easton there. She's pinched off it, but got it to Bowden. A shot partially blocked. And Hemp steers it to the corner with her stick. Another good hold along the near boards, and now high off the glass all the way out and down in a race for the puck. It's going to run out of steam before it gets to the line. Mack centering, swept away by Pageant. Zakrajcek had a chance. It was taken off her stick, and on the pass just out of the reach of Avery Anderson, racing down the near side. Peterson waited for her to get clear and then entered, but then had it scooped off her stick. Another good hold at the line. Olivia Reed is shot in, and Hemp will hold for the faceoff.
Well, that is just nice to see, Howie. The second and third lines are stepping up their play here in this period. And they're working hard, and they're making things happen.
Well, and they're getting shots on net, and that's exactly what they need. I mean, now they've got 15 shots on goal here in comparison to 18 for Minnetonka.
They're hunting pucks, and they're working hard.
In this period, they have been very strong at holding the line and really making it difficult on Minnetonka to even get out of their zone. Nola Milton sweeps it behind. Will come to Avery Anderson ahead for Pitson. Pops off of her stick. Sommerfeld couldn't control. Peterson lost it in skates. Reed continues to battle. Back the other way comes Miller. Miller ahead for Sommerfeld. Into the zone, a shot. That was deflected and ends up in the corner. Miller trying to protect it with her body. Ties up along the boards. Gets some support. Poke free. Brnovic recovers for CPCR. Shot from a ways out, and Wastrel has seen enough. Take a face-off, 8:04 to go.
Yeah, kind of alleviate some of that pressure, stop the action a little bit, reset, get some fresh bodies on the ice.
Yes, indeed. And there's 28 out in the rink. Why is she out there at this time, Howie?
Well, first of all, she's the best defender on that team, and she wants to be able to see if she gets a chance to put the puck in the net because she can score from that place in the ice.
She also wants to go out there against the
top
line.
Yep, absolutely, because that's her job is to try and take away one of their the opponent's best player.
Well, best on best here, and it's tied up behind the net. Played out front. Semling tried to sweep it away. It was knocked off her stick, and it comes in on Wastrel, and she'll cover it up again.
Good position. Got the forecheck, getting to him a little bit there. Good pressure, as you see here. There's two white bodies on the puck. Pop it up to the slot area, look for it. They're on the puck again.
But again, good. Look at the coverage out front. Nobody getting inside the box, inside the hashes. I'd like to see the heads on a swivel a little bit, sure, but they did not allow it to come in.
Bodies all over the place.
McKenzie and McAlexander both go down, and
a battle there.
No penalties called. I think that's fortunate. It looked to me like McKenzie had the takedown first, and it was a little bit of a reversal for McAlexander. Rauch trying to come off the boards, plays it out to Finnegan. Her shot stopped by Wastrel. And here comes Elfin to center. Gets it across. Semling, top of the circle, shoots high and wide. Trying to settle it as Elfin gets it back down low for Brnovic. Brnovic tied up by Finnegan along the end board. Finnegan comes away with it. She'll play it off the boards. Rauch in on a breakaway. All alone, goes to the forehand. A save and then off the iron. I think that Wastrel thought she had given up number 4. She got just enough and got some help from her favorite piece of equipment, the goalpost.
Yeah, unfortunately there was a CPR player right there to clear the puck away as well because the net was wide open.
Numbers at center again for Minnetonka. It's a Krychek's shot kicked away.
Here.
That one in the skates of Bowden. Swept back out of the zone by Christofferson. Easton had to make one last move, that forced the play offside. Another look at that beautiful pass off the boards indirect from Finnegan. Center in on the breakaway, and I think she hit both posts. I think that was post to pad to post. Pad to skate to post.
Yikes.
Another break again.
She will see that one in her sleep.
Yes, she will.
Especially should CPCR find a way to come back in this one. Under 6 minutes to go in period number 2. All the scoring so far in the first period. Backhanded in on goal by Sydney Boss-Crone, held by Wastrel.
Well, the last 2 minutes, Minnetonka's cranked up the heat, and they're on a move right now.
They certainly are.
They need to settle that down by kind of just holding their own serve in their zone, playing good defensive hockey by not getting caught too far up ice.
Played down around the net, out of the reach of Boss-Crone. She tries to sweep it back into the corner, tied up there by Oswego. McKenzie sends it back up the board, sent right back in by Eggert. Mack waiting for it to come off the dasher. And now reverse to the near boards. Collecting it, Boss-Crone leaves it for Eggert. Her shot blocked. Oswego had to wait for it to come up out of her, drop out of her equipment. Mack tried to take it toward the net, taken away by Milton. Semling to Brnovic. And for McKenzie. Can't quite get the corner, trying to settle a bouncing puck. Centering pass taken away. So Krychek circles and gets it ahead for Boss-Crone, taken away by Nola Milton. She and Semling collide at the blue line and forced in offside again.
Yeah, and that one, you know you're going to get a line change, just dump it in deep. Yeah,
so
we're at
hard,
that-
though, too. I agree, and it's so hard, too, though, against a team this good defensively to win the puck back if you do.
Yeah, it is, but you want to get that line change, right? Well, final 4.5, 450 here. Let's see if the CPCR can just tighten it down.
Yeah, they need to, and they could certainly use a goal.
Well, they have looked very strong defensively in this period. There's just a stumble by Christofferson that almost became an opportunity. Sommerfeld, short side, top shelf, and that was a pure snipe. First goal of this second period to make it 4-1 Minnetonka.
Yeah, pure snipe, but again, this defensive zone breakdown in the coverage. The puck's all the way up to the top, and you just see how Minnetonka, they had 3 players behind the rest of the CPCR, or 2 there, but they outnumbered them and wasn't able to keep up. And
Boy, she just
short-sighted her.
She didn't need much space to get that puck past Maddie. And
No,
that's
good shot.
Goal
But
number 8 on the season for her.
not the goalie's problem, and at the end, it happened before it got to the goaltender. Here they go again.
And here's Sommerfeld again, another chance, this time on the backhand. She's tripped up, slides in hard. No call, long shot, blockered away by Wastrel. Just makes CPCR's job that much more difficult. Really need to get at least one before the period comes to a close.
Yes, when you break things down, Howie, these teams make you pay.
They certainly do.
You're 2 feet away from getting that puck out of your own end, and you're just not able to do it.
Not sure what kind of
Assistant coach over
explanation
there
we are
in the
getting.
conversation.
Yeah.
Well, you do have to give Minnetonka a lot of credit. They have picked up their pace here in
They
this last
certainly
part
have.
of the period. They're skating very, very quickly.
The first 10 minutes of this second period, I think, pretty much belonged to CPCR. They had a quick redirect, a rebound loose. CPCR able to get to it and get clear. Semlich will shoot from a ways out. Hemp will take it in the chest and hold for a face-up. But I thought they maybe didn't generate a ton of scoring chances, but kept the play in Minnetonka's end, kept Minnetonka from getting any type of offensive rhythm. And yeah, over the last couple of minutes, Minnetonka has been able to turn up their intensity a bit. They obviously get the goal.
And that 4th goal is really going to make it tough for CPCR.
A deflection just wide off the stick of June Semling. Looking for the one-timer, comes through instead to Swegan. McKenzie tried to tip out front, did not end up getting to the net as she was tied up. Paginen comes across to break things up, now comes loose to Swegan, and now back out to center. Finnegan waits and will now play it in and around. Wastrel slows it down. Paginen off the boards. Brnovic can't collect. Taken away by Krajcek. Circling Brnovic. Able to get a little room to skate. Plays it off the glass and out. And McKenzie, I disagree.
I
disagree.
I think she disagrees as well.
Well, and the official, I'm sorry, but your head was not looking at where she was.
No,
he was still looking at where the pass came from.
Yeah, I like to be nice to officials. They have a tough job, but that's a close one.
It's a thankless job, there's no
quite
doubt.
have the real angle at the line here.
Let's
Let's
take
our
another
great
look at
camera
it.
crew will show us. So it's off the wall, and then yeah, she's in. It's probably in, but it was a late call.
Minnetonka with speed through the zone, trying to get it back. It was deflected, went off the side of the post. Skippers are buzzing down low. That one bumped in with the chest of Sydney Boss-Crone. And Wastrel able to collect it and hold for another face-off. 2:27 to go.
Yeah, it got them running around a little bit, and they were whipping that puck around from one side or the other, up to the middle in the slot with an open player and a rifle shot that Wastrel somehow got a hold of.
Out to the point, Eggert through traffic, Wastrel sees it the whole way and holds for another face-off.
Shot 27. Something's happened the last few minutes here.
They've really turned on the jet, so to speak, and they've been applying a lot of pressure down in the CPCR end. And you know, they did give up that goal to make it 4-1, and they're trying to see if they could increase that lead before the second period is over.
Like they did at the end of the first.
Yep, exactly.
Face-off win, Boss Crone. The shot, glove save. Wastrel will try again.
Yeah. Hey, got to get out there. You can't let her walk the line there, top of the circle. You got to get out there, get a stick on her.
Yeah, already 17 shots on goal in this period for the Skippers.
They have really started to dominate here.
Again off the face-off. Boss Crone this time had it tipped away by Pitson. Pitson will lead the charge back the other way. Tipped away from her, but right there is Easton. Her shot deflected up and over, ends up in the back corner. And here come the Skippers quickly the other way. Right down the middle is a Krychek, a huge save for Wastrel, and then the rebound went up over the net. Out to the point, Eggert's shot misses wide. Mack gets there. Minnetonka buzzing again, a blocker save by Wastrel on the shot by Finnegan. CPCR able to get it back out to center to Krychek. Played it back to the point. Nice job by Pitson playing it from a knee, keeping it out of the zone. Bolden's shot deflected, still got in on Hemp. Puck played out to center. Tipped away from Alphen. Back to the other end, Lily McKenzie will accept it from Wastrel. Try and get some speed through center. Into the zone. Tipped off her stick right to Semling, who fires wide.
Fires wide.
Remaining in the second period.
Semling jamming at it in the corner. Kept away from her by Lindsay. To the line and sent out. Race for it back to the CPCR end. Won by Callie Alford. Stops up behind the net. Near side for Bernovic. Bernovic ahead for Semling. Off her skate. Able to collect it off the boards. The pass is broken up. And back the other way comes Finnegan. Finnegan into the zone. And it just slides in on Wastrel. Under 30 seconds remaining in period number 2. A much cleaner period for both teams. You know, we saw 7 penalties in period number 1. No penalties through 16 and a half minutes of period number 2.
Well, coaches are probably both very happy about that.
Yeah, defensive effort has been outstanding, really, for CPCR. Just end-to-end defensively, keeping pressure on, staying on the defensive side of the puck. And unfortunately, though, the one breakdown. Chance out front. Bernovic couldn't settle the bouncing puck. Somerville sweeps it ahead to Miller. Under 5 seconds to go. Races into the zone. High slot, scores with under a second remaining. And again, Minnetonka strikes inside the final minute of the period.
Those are just killers. And again, you only have one defender back, and it's less than 30 seconds to play. There you see the puck gets behind the 3 people there, and there's your one defender. She's alone, and she's backing, and she's got to step up and take her stick away and don't let her shot off.
Well, Wastrel gets off her angle, slides too deep to the blocker side, and
that's too
Miller
bad.
has her second of the game. Minnetonka has a 5-1 lead.
Yep, you just got to find ways to clean that stuff up as you move on down the line, because those are just backbreakers.
McKenzie was getting an explanation on something from the official. I'm not sure what that was, but yeah, we talk about it all the time, the importance of not giving up goals in the final minute of any period. But first 2 periods, Minnetonka has found a way to strike and stretch their lead in that final minute. And down on the bench with head coach Tracy Casano is our Howie Shapiro.
Thanks, Coach. An opportunity for you guys in this second period. I thought you did a really nice job of applying a lot of pressure after that 3-1 lead in the first, and then really put a lot of pressure on net. Talk about your first 2 periods of play.
Yeah, I thought the second period was much cleaner, better for us. You know, we stressed after the first period to try to eliminate penalties and control the controllables that we can. And that's really our depth and playing 5-on-5 hockey. And we want to make sure that everybody, you know, gets their shifts, and we rely on that depth. So I thought the second period was much cleaner. Yes, our pressure was good, our forecheck was good, and I'm just pleased with. I'll call them my young pup line, 8th, 9th, and a sophomore, 4 goals tonight, which is really incredible.
So up 5-1, continue to apply a lot of pressure coming out in the third?
Yes, yep, stick to the game plan, play skipper hockey, get pucks out, get pucks deep, and try to forecheck and wear other teams down.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the third. We'll be back after this to break down the second period.
Want to know the who, what, when, and where of Coon Rapids? Then follow CTN on social media. It's that simple. Whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, keep up with local news, sports, and events. And the people who make our community such a great place to live. So give us a follow, like, share, or subscribe, and always be the first to know what's up in Coon Rapids. That's CTN, helping you stay connected.
Back at the Coon Rapids Ice Center, Minnetonka, a couple of goals to stretch their lead in the middle period, and now a commanding 5-1 advantage as we get ready for the third.
Yeah, we talked about how they stepped their game up the last 8 minutes of that period. All of a sudden, it just like a switch went off, and they were skating faster, they're moving the puck quicker, they're doing give and goes, they're running their offense in the forecheck, and it's working for them.
And they're able to add a couple of great shorthanded snipe from Claire Sommerfeld at 12:30 of the period, and then this one is kind of a backbreaker. We talk about it. Final minute of the period, you can't give up goals. They've been able to do it in the final minute of each of the first 2 periods. This one, less than a second on the clock when Anderson nets her second of the game.
Well, there you see the stats for the game, and really doing a nice job. We talked to Coach Kiston about the shots in that second period. 21 on net for Minnetonka, now out shooting CPCR by a 32-18 margin.
Yeah, and they're getting gold from people that usually don't score. The,
right.
What you call it, the pup line?
Yep, the pup line. And a clean period compared to that first one.
Yeah, very. No penalties in period number 2 after 7 in the first period. But you talk about a team in Minnetonka that has given up just 12 goals all season long.
Yikes.
And they have only given up 3 goals once. I think 2 goals in 2 different games. So,
well, as you roll around,
it's a tall ask to see the CPR team down 4 entering the final period.
Yeah, they gave up 3 to Centennial, 2 to Dodge County, 2 to Maple Grove, and 2 to Edina, and that's it.
Well, you can see why they're 10-1-1. It's depth. When you have that kind of depth, it is just hard to play against them because, like I say, they're looking to wear them out this third period, and they're just going to keep coming along and moving their feet, and that makes it hard.
Well, they do such a good job defensively. CPCR, we talked about it, first half of that second period, really the team in control, spending more time in the offensive zone, but not being able to generate a lot of great scoring opportunities. Minnetonka, while in their own zone and not in possession of the puck, was able to keep CPCR relatively to the walls through that opening part of the period. And then, as you mentioned, just really found a way to take it to another gear the last half, and they get a couple of more separator goals and now up by 4.
Well, you just have to dig deep and try to get the second goal here and then just play a better period.
Well, as Coach said, we're going to play skipper hockey. We're going to continue to apply pressure, and we're going to continue to do what we do. That's not good news for CPCR.
Minnetonka looking for their 8th straight victory. They're only 2 non-wins this season in back-to-back games, to a 3-2 loss to number 1 Centennial Spring Lake Park, followed by a 2-2 tie to the number 1 single A team, Dodge City. This one skips out to the line. Zahalka's shot rather is deflected, did not make it through to the net. Alphen holding. Brnovic sends it back in. Finnegan will play it behind for McAlexander. She's got a little time to take a look, but then lost the handle. Taken away momentarily by Semling. Zahalka holds at the blue line. This one shipped out to center where Callie Alphen waits. Steal for Ryan, able to get it back into the zone. Zahalka ahead. One touch pass across by Semling. Pitson trying to get it into the zone for CPCR. Skippers played up the near board, swept back in deep by Zahalka. Boss Crone sends it around on the backhand. Zakrajcek gets it out to center. Mack is tied up there by Alphen. Able to step off the wall though, poked free as she enters the zone. Able to regain into the corner. Out front, Boss Crone sends it just wide, and that puck sauced to her, and then bouncing as it got to the one-timer. Shot from the point, easily handled by Wastrel. CPCR now not able to break the zone. Mack from the slot into the glove of Maddie Wastrel. Her 30th save of the afternoon.
Well, the one thing that Minnetonka's done a real good job of this last part of the game here is they've opened up their breakout. They have noticed that Coon Rapids is putting a really strong forecheck, very aggressive. They're sneaking a wing out in the neutral zone, and they're finding their lot when they get out of the zone. So that's causing some problems.
Face-off win for Brnovic, played up the board. Semling sweeps it to Tessa Bowden. Her pass broken up, and that one in offside.
Well, Jerry, to your point, I think, since about midway through that second period and now and continue here, they've really stepped it up a gear, I think, and they've really applied a lot of pressure, played really well, kept a lot of control down in the CPCR end, and that's why we're sitting at 5-1.
Yeah, exactly.
CPCR shuffling the deck a little bit, moving Tessa up with June and Sydney, dropping McKenzie back to line number 2, try and spread out the scoring a little bit.
Well, good time to try it. Play their game.
Oswego drops it. Semling's shot was broken up, able to get it back to Tessa Bowden. Off the boards, out to Brnovic, across, bouncing puck, sent into the corner by Oswego. Recovered there, turn shot by Semling, misses wide into the near corner. Paginen can't get there in time to keep it in the zone. Other way comes Sommerfeld, trying to center, too far in front of Miller. Miller continues to forecheck, gets it into the corner, and then gets the steal on the reverse attempt. Oswego able to steal it back. A clearing attempt kept in by Leeper. She takes the shot. Another save by Wastrel with traffic in front. Brnovic trying to turn out of the corner. Poked away from her by Elena Lindsay. She's the 8th grader that Coach Casano was referencing.
Yeah, they just keep on bringing them up.
Rauch sends it through the slot. Clearing attempt, stopped up by Ryan. Ryan waiting, trying to center, taken away by Paginen, who skates to center, dumps it in. CPCR getting a line change.
Yeah, it wasn't bad there, Joe. They did a good job surviving in their own end.
Stopping it up at center is Zahalka. She takes his shot. Hemp makes the save and holds for a faceoff.
Well, there you go. Shot on goal. Keep things moving in the right direction.
You got to generate pressure down in that end, or it's a mountain to climb for CPCR by no stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
Down 4-1 or 5-1.
Yeah, you just play for the next goal. Try to get it.
Yep, absolutely. That's all you can do, Jer.
Face-off win, played across. Zahalka had to keep it away from the pressure coming from Rauch. Minnetonka able to break to center, and Rauch sends it in. Wastrel will cover it up as Leeper was there to put a little pressure on Taylor Zahalka.
Yeah, better safe than sorry. Just make sure you cover that puck up, because they're dangerous, and you don't want this lead to increase.
Skippers with a face-off win. Shot blocked by Pitson. And there, good support to force it out to center from Pitson and Easton. Mack back on the attack, tripped up along the end boards, no call coming. Easton had it chopped away from her. Zakrajcek able to keep it in momentarily, played a cross and out. Stopped up there by Grace Larson. Back comes Mack. Trying to dance through a couple of defenders. Zakrajcek tried to walk onto the loose puck, defended well. Brnovic back the other way, plays it off the boards around Rogers, recovers in the corner, pulls it back out front, and then poked away by Larson. Zakrajcek behind her own net.
1-on-3 is tough.
That one off the heel of Lauren Mack, but able to regain it, get it out to center. Boss Crone bumped off of it. Semling a little give and go into the zone. Semling is shot, a glove saved by Hemp, and a face-off of the Minnetonka end with 11:24 left in the third.
Yeah, Semling was in the middle of the rink. She had nowhere to go. She went to the outside, took the shot, which gave it a little easier opportunity for Hemp to see that puck.
You don't give up those 2 goals at the end of each period, and it's a little different. It's a little different scenario.
Oh, 100%. A 3-1 game versus a 5-1 game has a completely different feel for 10 minutes.
And typically, you don't see that a lot, is giving up that goal in the final, especially in the final second of a period.
And again, just opportunistic offense from Minnetonka. Here's a chance for Semling. Another glove save from Hemp. You talk about two goaltenders at split time, both headed for D1 colleges.
Yeah, flash Hemp here. Their defense is backing in a little bit there, but where's Hemp standing? Top of the blue.
Yep.
Took the angle.
That's why she's a D1 goalie.
Yeah, she's good goaltender. Didn't she play somewhere else a few years back?
Oh, well, the Hemp family.
Peyton Hemp, her oldest sister, was a Miss Hockey at Andover.
Right,
yeah, and then they have another sister, Josie, who played for Minnetonka as well.
And I think Josie graduated
she
2
did.
years ago.
She did.
And I think that Layla is the last of the Hemps, but I'm not positive.
I think she is, because we talked about that. I talked about that with Coach. So.
Yes, Peyton Hemp was
she was
very
good.
talented player.
Yes, she's very good
for Andover.
And still is for the Gophers.
I was going to say, she still is for the Gophers, correct.
And I don't remember, the younger two may have been playing in Minnetonka even during Peyton's senior year at Andover. But I don't quote me on that. That could be mistaken. But it was quite the loss for Andover. But, Huskies,
they're not hurting.
No, they would have loved to have kept the Hemp,
of course,
for sure.
Especially that.
But yeah, they've become a factory of late. And Coach Volk does such a wonderful job with that program.
Yes, she does.
There was a stretch there just a couple of years ago where they went to like 3 or 4 straight state championship games. And
nice check there, not called.
Not quite sure how Semling didn't get the call on
right in front
that
of the
one,
official.
taking Rauch into the official.
Yeah, right into the official, nonetheless.
You get away with that when you're down 5-1.
Yeah, you do, but you got to be careful. That's when people get things a little bit feisty and stuff happens.
Good seal that time from Semling. Max stays on the attack. Elfin able to weather the storm, get through a couple of legs to get it across to Brnovic, dancing out front, backhand pass, looking to get it back to Elfin, and it just didn't quite make it through. Hemp had to kick it away as well. As maybe the best scoring chance for the home team since the first period.
Yep, totally agree.
Played around just out of the reach of Easton at center. Pitson shovels it back to the line, turned around by Eckert. Stopped up by Caitlin Easton. Pitson had a piece of it. And here comes Lindsay again. Played back out to center and then sent right back in by Claire Christofferson. Alphen from behind her own net, turns away from Mack. Now we'll try and out-skate her. Mack continues the back pressure. Elfin skates through it. Poked away from her as she enters the zone, able to stay with it, regain control. Hands off, Zahalka's shot blocked. Zahalka into the midsection of Layla Hemp, and another face-off to her right. Just over 8 minutes left.
Well, that is how you back check. When you saw Mac, if you want a highlight clip of how to do it, Howie, she just kept working all the way out of their offensive zone, all the way in through the neutral zone, and didn't give up on that. That's how you do it.
Face-off win for Minnetonka. Behind the net goes Jenna McAlexander. Pass skips away from Miller out to center. Miller able to dig it free and get it back into the CPCR end. Nola Milton off the near board. Semling one touch for Bowden. Into the zone. Gives it up. Bernovic. A save. Semling. A rebound and a goal.
Well, that was just lovely. A very nice entry into the zone. A nice pass.
Yep.
The open player, take the shot, make the goalie make the save, and kick it out for the rebound. And Semling was there. That was a nice goal. And I'll tell you right now, I like how CPCR is playing this third period.
They're not hanging their heads.
Yeah, they're playing, they're paddling. Good for them.
Yep.
This is the definition of POP. Pass off the pads.
Yes.
Bernovic, I mean, she would have loved to have scored that goal, but she knew by playing into that far toe that the only way that Hemp could save it is right to June Semling.
I think that's her 18th goal of the season.
That is correct.
Yeah, she can score goals. Good save.
Bernovic and Bowden both getting the assists. Bowden tried to hand it off to Bernovic, a little behind her. Sommerfeld intercepts, swept into the zone by Semling. Finnegan gets it ahead for Lindsay. Lindsay will skate into the zone, chipped off her stick by Zahalka, gives chase. Puck comes free, played in on Wastrel, who sweeps it behind the net. A turnaround, wraparound goal for Ruby Rauch. Her team leading 13th. With exactly 7 minutes remaining.
Yeah, just when you feel good about getting that second goal, and you know, they answer right back and make it a 6-2 lead now.
Well, it's, you know, chaos down behind your net. Looking at all the white jerseys down by the goaltender there. So, Wassel, a nice save. It kicks it back behind, and the goaltender just couldn't get there to the post.
Just beat her to that that far side.
Yep. The puck bounced luckily to the white person in the right spot.
They give it to Sommerfeld, but it was Rauch. Pretty sure that was 18 and not 8.
Well, a beautiful replay crew will have that.
Here's Rauch down the left wing. Evades a couple of stick checks, stays with it. Now able to play it back down low. Ryan tried to center, intercepted by Pitson. Clearing attempt, doesn't get out. Right out front, Rauch tripped up by Wastrel, and she's going to get away. That's definitely a trip.
No penalty.
No penalty called.
The refs are just
she stuck her pad out. She stuck her pad out.
Oh, no, it was all stick.
Was it stick? I thought she said
100%. 100%. She got her stick right between and said, "You are not scoring again."
Yes. I don't care what happens.
Rauch taken down this time by Caitlin Easton. And the referees have swallowed their whistles. They met their quota in the first period.
That's what I was thinking.
Of penalties called, and said, you know, we're not getting bonus pay for extra infractions. And here's a breakaway for Mac. Mac in behind the defense, scores.
Too much dangling up at the blue line. You can't do that against this team.
No, you can't give it up like that. So, you know, tell me if I'm wrong, guys. I haven't seen Lily McKenzie on the ice.
I haven't either. Yeah. That's probably why they changed their lines, because,
But I haven't even seen her come out on another line.
Yeah, she must be. I don't know if she's even on the bench or what the deal is, but no, she hasn't been on the ice.
I think she's sitting right in the corner of the bench. I believe that's her.
Okay.
But I've not seen her on the ice.
Two defenders caught out of position. They're both to the same side, no one backing each other up, and she's gone.
Yep. Makes it 7-2 now.
Bowden flips it in, tries to get around the defender. Instead, they end up tied up in the corner. Bernovic recovers, spinning, outnumbered in the corner. Semling there to support. His job squeezing off the outlet for Finnegan. But Minnetonka able to regroup around the other way, and out they come. Sent back out to center. Egger turns it around out of the reach of Boss Crone. Paginen to Semling at center ice. Tipped off her stick, recovered by Mack. Lauren Mack gets it ahead to Boss Crone, gets it back, sends it into the corner, recollects, and then had it taken away by Caitlin Easton. Easton trying to spring Semling up the middle. That pass was behind her and ends up being icing. 4:34 left in this one.
Well, Minnetonka's right on schedule, Howie, to do what they usually do, get over 40 shots a lot of times. They just need one more to hit 40.
Well, in CPCR, you know, that's the head scratcher. Is we've seen periods during tonight's contest, they have played right with this Minnetonka squad, but unfortunately, every time they played top 10 teams, except for the win over Maple Grove and the 3-2 loss to Warroad, we've seen games that have just gotten away from them, and games that were relatively close.
Who got this goal? That was
Miller. That's her third. She has a hat trick.
Well, you know, Minnetonka just found it easy to get to the net. They're coming out of the corners, getting right to the front of the net with no one in their way. So that makes the game pretty easy.
Well, Jerry, and there's that 40th shot you talked about.
Well, and again, you know, they've given up 7 or 8 goals to, you know, the Centennial game, the Bemidji or Benilde game. Hill Murray was the other one early on. They gave up 7. Well, but the final score, the point I was going to make is the final score really maybe not indicative of the separation between the two squads. And, you know, a couple of really nice moves by Lindsay, and just an 8th grader. That's a nice player.
Yep. That's impressive.
I think she had a sister on the team at one point.
Wraparound attempt denied by Nola Milton. Puck still loose.
Oh, should have had another one.
Comes through the blue crease.
Yeah, they're just digging away.
Out to the blue line, and we're into running time now with a 6-goal differential.
Probably not a bad thing.
But the point, again, tons of pressure coming from Minnetonka late, and these games, all of the ones we talked about against these top 10 teams have kind of gotten away from them at the end when, you know, the pressure finally became overwhelming and they just let it get away from them. Maybe a lot ending up being a lopsided loss that you know, against a team where there maybe isn't a 6-goal separation.
Yeah. And the other thing is these teams don't quit playing just because they're up 8-2.
No, not at all.
They'll make it 12 if you let them.
Well, and you're talking about teams, a lot of times those top 10 teams, those elite programs in Minnesota are so deep, they start sending out girls who don't get a lot of time. And they want to take full advantage of the opportunity and show that they deserve a little more ice time.
Yes, they do. Well, it's a clinic right now.
Yeah, and the Skippers have absolutely owned the puck since the 6th or 7th goal.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're talking being outshot 42-24.
Semling can't get in onside. She was held up well by Gemma McAlexander. Leaper staying patient, waiting for the puck on the near side. It eventually comes to her. Her shot blocked into the corner, though. Pitson tried to send it behind. Poked along by Rauch. This one played out to center. Here's Anna Pitson. Trying to go around Finnegan. Forced into the corner. Tried to drag out front. Finnegan recovers out of the corner. Stopped up by Caitlin Easton along the boards. Poked away by Reed. Easton had it poked off her stick by Finnegan.
Well, we have
it's a halt check.
Penalty. Cross check.
Wow.
First one in a long time.
Long time.
And by the time they get it on the board, the game will be over.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Under 90 seconds remaining, running time.
there's quite the outfit there.
Well, both teams' coaching staffs festive for this afternoon's contest. So a late power play for CPCR, a block, a rebound, and a save by Layla Hempin tight on Caitlin Easton.
Yeah, and Hemp doesn't want the third one to get fired.
I was just going to say that, Jerry.
Her goals against average is going to go up.
You took the words out of my mouth, absolutely.
Shot from a ways out, deflected and gets through.
That was an interesting game. Just like I say, there were ebbs and flows where CPCR played very well.
Especially in that second period, I thought they played really well.
And then
First
there
part
were
of that second
times
period.
they didn't play very well at all.
Yes, there were.
Consistency.
In times as well where it just found themselves up against an opponent that is just so good. They make you look not as good as
absolutely.
you actually are.
Without a doubt.
It's impressive an impressive Minnetonka team. As
they're deep.
I talked to Coach Casano before the game. I said, I was hoping to see them take their second loss of the season because I'm a homer.
Yeah.
No.
But I would, do my best to keep it even and professional on air.
Yes.
But I also said that in all jesting aside, I had been looking forward to seeing this team, and they're up to the reason. They withstand the test. They're fun to watch.
They're 11-1-1, and they could be undefeated. There's two games that were, just one goal separation on the one, and the other one overtime.
And again, two number one teams in the state of Minnesota. Yeah. So this Minnetonka squad will be dangerous come March.
They will.
CPCR, as said all along, they play for February and March, and they hope to if we get a second chance to see you, we know we had those periods during the game where we stuck right to you, and we're going to be even more difficult to beat if we see you again in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, they just have to keep working on how to correct the mistakes that happen when you get outnumbered, like the one at the end of the period where you had the defender just needed to challenge a little more, needed more people back. Just got to start sorting that stuff out.
Yeah, when I was walking off the ice with Coach Casano, I told her, I said, you guys are a lot of fun to watch, and I can see, why your program is so strong. And she goes, we just play our game and we continue to pressure opponents, and that's what we're going to do all season long.
Yeah.
So both teams going into their holiday breaks. The CPCR squad will go to St. Paul next weekend for the Kaposia Classic, starting out against Elk River on Thursday. This is what the CPCR or the CTN crew has ahead. Well, SLPCR boys hockey at Roseville on Saturday. We'll see the boys basketball team against Two Rivers on Friday, January the 3rd. And then the girls basketball team against Totino Grace on the 7th. But that is going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, the final score, Minnetonka 8, CPCR 2. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro and Jerry Grant, I'm Joe Young, saying goodnight.